Hey, it's Acknowledge, connected to the crossministries.com. You can find Connected to the Cross Ministries on Facebook. You can find me, Acknowledge, on Facebook. We're all about praising God here at Connected to the Cross Ministries. And today I want to talk about self-love. See, the world is full of self-love, as we can see. It's all around us with the media and the TV and the way that the world wants your children to think about themselves. There's a lot of false preaching out there, preachers who talk about self a lot without talking about sin. They say that we should love who we are and accept who we are and all of our faults and accept us for who we are, which is giving you a reason to sin. If you accept who you are and your faults, then your sins will still be there, but you'll still be doing them and feeling good about it because you're accepting yourself that way. Don't listen to those false preachers. Try to decipher what's real and what's not. I'm going to give you some examples here from the Bible. People, they're constantly trying to please themselves and get all they can. I see all the time on social media sites people updating their statuses with, I'm gonna wake up and go get mine, and I'm about that money, I'm about to get mine, and I gotta get mines. Everyone's so worried about me, mine. Where's all the statuses that say, today I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna put everyone I come in contact with ahead of myself? Imagine how hard that would be. You ever tried it? I can't say that I do that every single time myself. I mean, it's really hard to do, For the most part, I try to. I think I'm good at it. That's why I did this Bible study, to try and see if that's anything that has to do with me, better myself. That's what we should be trying to do. We shouldn't accept ourselves and our faults. We should research and try to make ourselves better and shine through His light. So I'd like to see some more posts about putting people ahead of yourself. The Bible tells us to do just that. We should not be self-loving people. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves, not looking to your own interest, but each of you to the interest of others. It's Philippians 2:3-4. Let's see, we got Romans 15:1-2. We are not to please ourselves. Let each of us please his neighbor for his own good, to build him up. See, the Bible speaks of building others up, which a lot of people struggle with that as well. Saying something nice about that guy when you're kind of envious and jealous of what he has. It's hard to put others ahead of you when you're struggling. That's probably the most difficult challenge, and there's not many people who aren't struggling. But Proverbs 18:1 says, whoever isolates himself seeks his own desire. He breaks out against all sound judgment. You shouldn't be seeking for yourself. Matthew 23:25, woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You clean the outside of the cup and dish, but inside they are full of greed and self-indulgence. Everybody loves to self-indulge. They upsize all their combos. Would you like that large? Yeah. Everyone's got to have more. The more money you got, I need even more. The more you get, the more you want. There's a lot of greed and self-seeking people in the corporate world as well. The Bible gives warning to that. Speaking a warning to the rich, James 5:5, you have lived on earth in luxury and self-indulgence. You have fattened yourself in the day of slaughter. That says it right there. The rich people, man, the more they get, it seems the more they want, and it makes life harder for those of us who are struggling. Romans 2:8, but for those who are self-seeking, again, there's the self-seeking, and who reject the truth and follow evil, there will be wrath and anger. That's speaking of the end times and in your life here on earth. The wrath and anger could come from within. It could be your own inner demons from being so self-sufficient and self-seeking. Speaking of the end times, 2 Timothy 3:2. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy. Verse 3 continues more about self-centered ways and says that we will be lovers of pleasure. If that ain't the world we live in, that's definitely the world we live in now. Don't get me wrong, that does not mean that we should see ourselves as worthless. We should be somewhat self-seeking, but not to the point where we squash others and others are not eating when we have way too much. Bible teaches that we are created in the image of God, and that fact alone gives us great worth. Created by God in God's unique creation. We are loved by God in spite of our sin and redeemed through Christ, who died for us on the cross. There are many Bible verses that tell us we are valuable and shouldn't see ourselves worthless but valuable. Jeremiah 29:11, Luke 12:7, in Ephesians, Isaiah, Philippians 1:6, many more. So if we see ourselves as valuable, we should see others in the same way. But how do we do that? 1 Corinthians 13:5 tells us how. It says, do not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It does not dishonor others, sorry. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. What was Paul speaking about when he wrote that letter to the Corinthians? He was speaking about love. If we love ourselves more than others, how can we see others as valuable as we see ourselves? 1 John says that God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God and God in him. John 4:20. If anyone says I love God and hates his brother, he is a liar. You don't have to say I hate someone to disrespect them and put them behind you. Romans 13:9-10 says, love your neighbor as yourself. Love does no harm to a neighbor. It's not a commandment telling us that we should love ourselves. All this is saying we should love others as much as ourselves. There's so much biblical proof. A new command I give you, love one another as I have loved you. So you must love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples if you love one another. That's John 13:34-35. So, to live like that means that you live like Jesus did. And that's all that the Bible tells us, is that we should put others ahead of ourselves. We should all be equal. And that's done through love. If we have more love, there would be a lot less crimes and a lot less hunger, a lot less people being abused, and the world will be a much better place. Let's try and take heed to these warnings, because it's definitely the end times. It's definitely what 2 Timothy spoke about. Let's go out and let's love one another, and let's try and change the world. Let's try and do something. Help to better your city. Help to better yourself. I believe if you show others love and you start helping others, your life will improve. It may seem like a hard thing to do at first, but God will reward you. It's just like tithing. When you tithe, He will keep your finances in order. He will reward you. No matter what you've been through, God gets you through it. He's gotten you to this point, or you wouldn't be watching this video. So let's show more love to each other. Make the world a better place. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Find me on Facebook. Find our ministry. All donations go to the ministry to help homeless, help children. We're trying to keep all children from being abused. There should be no child that is going without. There should be no hungry child. That's what our ministry is about. If you feel so kind to give a donation, that would be great. Like I said, the ministry, all money goes to the ministry. Thank you for watching, and God bless.